ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it's for. You know what this time is. Welcome to Podcast Suicida. I am your host today, Bell Time Seb. To the right of me, I have Mr. Gene Lesnar.
Yeah.
Next to him, the one and only, the head of the table, Gabe Ritchie.
Hello.
And the one that we didn't see coming this week, an Uso himself,
Hiding under the
Mr.
ring.
Solo Dave. no, Big Dave Uso. Here in the chat.
Hello.
Gentlemen, I have to set the record straight. Because this week was very newsworthy on the AEW side. Super newsworthy. I'm talking like WrestleMania levels of newsworthy. But everybody doesn't have their information right. All the media people, we already know they're kind of goofy. They're kind of whatever. Some people reporting bullshit here. Some people reporting bullshit there. I have all the right stuff from all the right sources. And we need to just go over what happened this week.
He was the chair that got thrown.
Shout out A Steel, right?
He was the chair.
All right. So, for all those listening this week, a situation happened after the AEW pay-per-view All Out. They had a post-media scrum, which I've mentioned before on this podcast. It's basically just an after show, whatever.
It's like a press conference.
Yeah. And CM Punk went out there and basically ripped on a lot of people. And this wasn't part of the show. He voiced a lot of his opinion and just went off. Here's my stance on all of this, all right? So I'm going to say Cody may have been right. And we may be starting to see why he fell out with the Elite and ultimately left AEW to begin with. Now, WWE dick suckers. Let me make something really clear, because you guys are quick to say, I knew Punk was trouble. And now I see why WWE let him go. Triple H was right. What happened with Punk in 2013 with WWE has nothing to do with what's going on now. Let me just make you clear. People like to judge everyone and speak when they don't have any facts. I'm going to be honest with you. Punk was right in this situation. Not completely right, not 100%. I'll get into that. But everything he said at this press conference was spot on. The only thing that he was wrong about pretty much is the way he went about everything and how he feels. Dude screwed kind of All Out's thunder by doing this right after the show. And he kind of embarrassed Tony Khan. But like I said, everything he said was 1,000% correct. Let's get it all together here. Let's all put each other in his shoes real quick. All right. You get to AEW, you cause no trouble for the company upon arrival, and they just got your love of wrestling, professional wrestling back. The passion. You do your job and you put way more eyes on the product than was already there. You work your way up the card and boom, you get in a feud with a relatively young talent in Hangman Page. You don't know this guy, but you're willing to work. Now, I know at this time, Hangman was probably frustrated about his title reign. He was very vocal about it at the time, but he did not have to take it out on Punk. You're Punk, you're in this feud, and you're booked to go over. We all know this. May 25th comes around, and you two are going to face off soon at the pay-per-view. And in a promo, Hangman goes off script, and Hangman brings up Colt Cabana in front of your face, which is already a touchy subject for Punk personally. There's that. And Hangman knew this. People are saying Hangman did a shoot on Punk on national TV because he was mad about Punk's presence, because it was causing Colt Cabana to get less TV time on top of his booking frustrations. And to me, that feels kind of childish. Punk has nothing to do with that. he's already stated, I had my stuff with Colt Cabana before. I'm coming here to work. That guy, I have nothing to do with that guy. So now Punk is thinking, all right, so this guy, Adam Hangman Page, is clearly an airhead. He airs out my personal shit on TV, but I'm going to do business. We're going to do this title match, and I'll deal with it later. Punk brings this up with management first, EVPs, and company, and they don't do anything about it. I guess. Boom. Fast forward, Punk wins the title from Hangman. When he comes back, he says to himself, okay, nah, fuck this guy. He wanted to call me out on TV. It's time for payback. I'm not going out like that. Now, I'm not a person of fight fire with fire, but I get what he was feeling in this moment. So he goes on TV, he goes into business for himself, and he calls Hangman out, to which, of course, Hangman never came out. Then Punk calls him a coward, and then later in the promo says something along the lines of, a bit of advice, your apology to me should be as public as you made your comments. Then he focuses on Jon Moxley, blah, blah, blah. We all know how that went. So Hangman doesn't respond to any of this, right? But we now land on August 17th, GalaxyCon. It's some random event. I don't even know what this event is, but he goes in an interview and he says verbatim, oh boy, I don't know. I'm stubborn. I don't take advice. It's a good question, and that's probably the honest answer. I listen to when people say things, but very rarely do I listen hard. I was part of the movement that created the entire company, and I'm a world champion. I don't know that I need their advice. I'll certainly listen, but there's something to be said about trial and error and doing it on your own. I take more pride in that. I love Hangman. I'm a Hangman. Mark, you can axe Gabe, but that's just a dumb, stubborn, cocky thing to say.
Facts.
Hangman is talented, but he's acting like a brat. And then to make it worse, wrapping back around here, the EVPs of the company, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, play favorites and defend their boy for all his actions. And Hangman gets no repercussions from anybody at all. Regardless of the relationship you have, I get it, it's your friend. You're executives of a company. Like, do your job. I don't understand. Even Jim Cornette, someone who I think is a harsh critic and usually I never agree with, said recently, if Cabana was the reason Page decided to go off script, he should have been fired or sent home for being unprofessional, period. And I 1000% agree.
You think he should? You think Hangman, for saying what he said, should be fired or sent home?
Not fired.
I don't know about fired. Fired's a little aggressive, but there should have been some action.
Jim Cornette is speaking on the situation because it's anti-Bucks and it's anti-Kenny, and
for sure,
those are his number one rivals in the wrestling business. So of course he would have this to say.
Absolutely. Hold on, Seth. If I can interject real quick.
Go ahead.
Like, you giving all these facts now from a comment, like let's put our shoes into like a person who ain't like really deep how we are deep. Like, we will deep dive and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Coming to a person that just watches wrestling to watch wrestling. Let's put ourselves in that shoes. So now, like, you coming up with all this, all the facts behind the true events. At first, like, before I even deep dived, before, like, that's why I'm glad I got you, like, you guys and my son, because y'all deep dived and y'all, and like you said, like, you really went in. Like, now when you piece all the puzzles together, like, some of that stuff when you're sitting there watching these promos and stuff, and like, you see when CM Punk came out that time before he fought Jon Moxley the week before that, and he sat in the middle of the ring and said, "Hangman, come out." I was lost, and I was like totally on Hangman's side at first. Like, why is he even coming at Hangman?
Yeah.
Like, what's up with you, bro? Like, what's up? So now that you're bringing in all this other stuff, and then like when we talked about it last night in the group chat, I'm sitting there like, yeah, I totally agree with CM Punk after seeing that. Like, yo, what the fuck, man? Why like, I'm not coming at you like that. Like, why are you really like, I can really do CM Punk 2013, but I'm not. I'm sitting here CM Punk AEW. I'm new to this. Like, why? Like, now that you come with all the facts and stuff, you're sitting there like, yo, what the fuck, Hangman? Like, really? And then I didn't even know he had beef with Colt Cabana like that. So when he mentioned, now when you're going back watching that promo, when he mentioned Colt Cabana, and I'm like seeing a Punk, like, randomly, like, really? For real? That's what we doing? Like, I could easily just come out and talk about how you suck mentally. Like, you're not meant for this. Like, you're an undercard. But I didn't mention none of that. So go ahead, continue. I just wanted to sit there and like for people that don't understand, like
Before
Well,
bef-
hold on.
before I continue, Gabe wanted. It looked like Gabe wanted to say something.
Thanks. I agree with Eugene 100%. And that leads into a criticism I had written down for later on, which is AW, whether these are shoots or not, they do a lot. And this is a criticism I've heard before.
Mm-hmm.
You got guys going, Gene, you're saying, oh, I didn't know about this. I didn't know about that. Nor should you, because at the end of the day, it's a television show. We
Should have
should know
stayed
what's going
backstage.
on. And there's exactly, Seb. This stuff should be staying backstage. There shouldn't be so much
exact.
blending of backstage drama into the television, because it hurts it in the long run. It reminds me
It
of
does.
WCW, and WWE is just now getting good, but it hasn't been good over the past few years. One thing I'll say
few
is
years.
no matter what, this shit very rarely would ever happen on WWE television.
They've always had
You have a
structure.
cognitive, you have a cognitive story that you can follow. This is all over the place. I'll let you continue though.
To even add to all that, right? I mentioned Jim Cornette. Chris Jericho in the same media scrum, he said one of the biggest talking points of the backstage talent meeting that they had was for guys to stop going into business for themselves. They will ruin a great thing that was built because they want to be selfish. And he said he wasn't going to name no names, but he mentioned like guys saying pussy on TV. I guess he was talking about Jungle Boy. And even this situation, like Hangman going off script on Punk on that May 25th edition of Dynamite. The people in power at AEW, the EVPs and Tony Khan, they did not do their jobs in this situation, which is why I said Cody probably knew these guys were like this and saw the writing on the wall, to be honest. Because this is, honestly, if you ask me, this is high school type of behavior.
Oh yeah, it really is.
But now finally to wrap up my long-winded point here. We get to the media scrum after All Out this weekend. Again, we're still in Punk shoes here. You just won the AEW championship. And then you see this reporter who is good friends with Colt Cabana. Now, Punk did not have to bring up the situation at all. But this reporter being there clearly set him off.
Yeah, that was hilarious. That made the whole press conference. My bad, Seb. That just made the press conference.
No,
Right
you good. In the scrum, he tells all on the Colt Cabana situation, and why he doesn't fuck with him. He talks about how much of an idiot and a child Hangman Page is, and then he aired out the elite and the EVPs of the company on their bullshit and their negligence. So with all that, the only thing Punk is wrong for, like I said, is his approach. But honestly, I cannot be mad at this guy for this situation. Should he get punished for his outburst? Absolutely yes. Absolutely. He needs time to cool off. But Hangman also should get in trouble too. Because had he not gone out there and went into business for himself also, like this wouldn't be happening at all. He shouldn't mention Punk's personal shit on TV. All that stuff, like you said, Gabe, should be backstage. So he should definitely get punished for that. He low-key got off way too easy. And if I'm Tony, I'm suspending Punk, I'm suspending Hangman, and I'm either relieving the EVPs of their duties or I'm giving them a warning, because
no, you can't. Hold on, Seb. You can't suspend, especially not.
No, he has
like
to.
It's a touchy subject. Not that touchy, but I'm not suspending both talents. But a fine, maybe, yeah, a fine. But yo, like I said in the text, like this whole scenario, this whole thing that's happening backstage, it's kind of good for the business, even though you said it fucked up the pay-per-view, taking the eyes off the. This made it better for AEW because now their viewership for the next couple of months, probably the next couple of weeks, big time. Everybody wants to know what's going to happen. Everybody's going to glue to the TV just
That's
to see.
true,
This stuff
but
doesn't last
happening.
though. This is what I mean with the
last.
WCW. That was WCW's approach. Like this just doesn't.
Not doing it all the time,
last.
but yo,
I know,
how
but
you build from here is going to be.
It's
crucial.
If it's real beef, it's real beef.
It-
It's it's better to not have it at all.
It makes them look bad too.
And so, what did refresh my memory, Sub? What exactly did Hangman say on live TV to start all of this about Colt Cabana?
He mentioned it was basically like I think you remember this promo. Hangman was like,
Probably.
I'm doing this for all the workers in the back, blah blah blah. It was something about workers' rights here and there.
He even said
And
your own friend or some shit like that. He
yeah, he
meant he
said
kind of said your own friend, like you put down or some shit like that.
yeah, he said something along those lines. He didn't mention quote verbatim, but CM Punk took that personally because it's like, why are you even mentioning
Yeah. But
him at
like that
all?
here's my thing.
It's like sunny days, the
I
breath. You know what I'm
disagree
saying?
that
Nobody really understands it, but the people that were there.
I don't think Hangman should get if you were gonna punish him, you had to punish him in that moment.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's a
it's double.
CM
It's
Punk.
like
This is a massive story because CM Punk went off and was belligerent in a press conference
He
and
did
made
go
made
off.
it all about him. I know he's like, oh, make your apology public, like your disrespect was, but CM Punk also already got back with his promo, like Hangman's not here today. He's a
That's
pussy, blah blah
true.
blah. And now he wants to go in there and do it again because Hangman didn't get punished or something. It's like, bro, you're the world champion. You're the richest man in the company. What are you complaining about? Hangman had a bullshit title run, which was bullshit to him. I understand being frustrated. Should he have made that promo? No. Back to my point. I don't like there's been too much blending of the real worlds. But CM Punk got the title very quickly after coming into this company and got hurt and then got the title right back. Like he should be happy with his standing in the
yeah,
company right now.
That's the one thing I agree with you on. Punk, no matter what happens, he easily could have like kept quiet. He did get
yeah,
he got his get back already on that episode when he called out Hangman Page. And no reporter, at first I thought a reporter asked him about the Colt Cabana stuff, but nobody asked him anything. As soon as he sat down,
he
he
saw the
like
dude.
he saw the dude and he mentioned Colt Cabana. It's like, bro, all right, we just finished All Out. Why even like bring up this stuff again? Like I know it's an ongoing thing backstage, but
But my
time
fault,
and
Seb.
place, bro. Time and place.
That's true. But yo, Seb, but if you, because I know you watched it, because you're the reason why I watched it, because you put it out there, and then I had to go on YouTube and watch it. But he did say, like, during the whole interview, it was, yo, before he asked the dude, you still friends with him and stuff? Like, he's like, I haven't really
Yeah,
talked to him. And so then he was just like, he was more mad at the reporter for putting out news from Colt Cabana or whatever. He's putting
yeah,
out fake news without getting both sides of the story. So that's what triggered him. And that's why
yeah.
it was an avalanche. And then everything, Pandora's box opened up with him airing out personal shit.
Well,
So everybody was just,
Tough.
here's the
Yeah.
thing about the Bucks too. So Punk is mad at the Bucks because ins- instead of them being EVPs and handling the situation, they go and spread more rumors on this backstage
yeah.
situation to reporters like that guy.
Do we know that though? Do we know they went to reporters and spread it? Do we have factual evidence that they did that?
I don't know, but the reporter did mention, like, the reporter didn't say. They never said nothing. The reporter was like pretty much agreeing with CM Punk. Like, I should have just did my journalism better. Because he even mentioned, "Are you a
What's he gonna do in the
journalist?"
moment? What's he gonna do in the moment? CM Punk
If
screaming
you're
at you
real,
with all
just
Well,
be
these
like,
people
"No,
watching.
they told me, and this is what he." In the moment, just be honest. Like, if somebody called me out on my shit, I'll be like, "Nah, that's just me talking out of my ass." Like a couple of times, said was like, "Yo, what's the facts?" I'm like, "No, that's just me talking." You know what I'm saying? Like, you just if somebody's calling you out, either answer it or just be like, no comment. The dude's just sitting there like, all right, yeah, my bad, like blah blah blah.
yeah, and Punk was saying like people need to really check their facts on what's like fact and what's just bullshit from the
Hold on,
beginning.
hold on,
That
hold
was his
on,
whole thing. So,
hold on, Dave.
So
What do you think? Cause yo,
what
you
are your
quiet.
thoughts?
You didn't say nothing. What do you think about this whole scrum? Like, what do you have to say?
I think I like boys.
that's why I wasn't at the Labor Day party. I was actually
Hey, because you were
Oh,
up,
man.
you were out late with the boy the night before.
yeah.
No, but go ahead, Dave.
I've said multiple times that I really don't think it's a work, but I hope it is, because there really isn't a worse time for something like this to happen for them, because you have AEW where people have said, like, they're not at their highest point right now. No matter what Tony says in his fucking presser or whatever, talking about AEW, saying like, all their numbers are higher, all this stuff. It's not at its peak right now compared to where it's been necessarily in terms of its hottest point. In the past 3 weeks, what has been the biggest talking point in wrestling? How quickly and rapidly WWE is improving. And now it's not that anymore. Now it's the entire upper echelon of AEW fucking hates each other. You have your number one, your number one guy, your world champion, probably your biggest merch guy, the guy you sold out arenas on. You sold out an arena just on speculation that he was going to
On
be
a
there.
rumor.
They never like you knew he was going to be there, but realistically, like they never said he was going to be there, and they sell out their first like arena, and I don't know. It's just a really bad look because
It is.
now it sounds like he's basically saying the same things Cody said. Cody just said it very
nice.
like
He said it in a pleasant way.
professionally, and how can you argue with it at this point? But then there's also the side where you take like, all right, well, now this is the second company where Punk is bitching about people. Is maybe he in the wrong? So that's why I feel like it's so hard from an outside perspective to really pick a side on this, because you have arguments on both sides. You have people who have bitched about the higher ups in AEW, and then you have Punk who literally left WWE because he was bitching about the higher ups and stuff like that. Granted, WWE is a little different because he had some of the shit that he went through with like, especially like
Triple
that staph
H
infection and shit like that. Yeah. So, because then you also have these things when it comes to Punk where like, yeah, he had all these problems with Triple H and stuff, but like, I mean, yeah, it was 10 years ago. Maybe Triple H changed or whatever, but now it's like all staff, all these wrestlers have nothing but good things to say about Triple H. So is it like,
Is it CM Punk or is it like wrestling?
yeah,
Well, here's what
I
I'll
don't
say
really
about
have a side on this. It's just, it's
Yeah.
a really bad look.
I
It's a really
agree.
bad look. And it's, you really, in the 3 years that they have been around, I don't think you could pick a worse time. And it's not just because like, yeah, it's a young company. So like the current period is always the most important period, but I don't think there's a worse time this could possibly have happened now that WWE is literally just constantly getting
Getting
better.
better.
Yeah.
Figuring things out. Yep.
Yeah. It
Here's
also
what-
doesn't help that the thing that they took all the attention away all out was the second best show of the weekend.
Mhm.
Yeah, no one's talking about anything that happened.
No
at
one's
All Out.
talking about Clash
definitely
or
get-
All Out.
We'll
It's all
definitely get
about
to
They
that.
just, yeah.
yeah.
Real
A fucking
quick
press conference that was on YouTube.
about the Triple H, like 10 years ago, maybe he was different. I think he was definitely different.
Yeah.
I think we've seen throughout. Seb, you watch all those YouTube videos about how things should have been booked and whatnot, and Triple
Yeah.
H versus Booker T at Mania 19 and whatnot.
Oh, that was
Like,
the worst.
We're
That was
Triple
one of the
H-
worst
talking about
bookings.
that.
Triple H, I think when he removes himself from the situation, he sees things clearly. Regardless now, I'm sure even if he was wrestling, he'd be different because he's more mature. But I think
Yeah.
10 years ago, there may have still been a little more like in business for yourself in him. Not saying he was a diva
Push.
or anything, but I can see why he would butt heads.
He was still in
Also-
a wrestler's point of view because
Right.
he was fresh out of the ring.
And then-
Still in the ring.
Second company
Yeah,
CM Punk's
part timing.
second company CM Punk's done this in. But let's not forget the Bucks and Kenny had a sort of a messy exit from New Japan.
Exactly. This is what my point was. That people have said, multiple people have said, the Bucks and Kenny have had history of just politicking backstage, certain people not getting pushed because they don't want to work with them, this and that. So I don't know, man. I just don't think, like, a lot of people are seeing these reports now, and which is why I wanted to start this pod this way. A lot of people are seeing these reports and saying, oh, they just want to put everything on Punk. I think there's multiple parties involved that are in the wrong. I don't think Punk's 1,000% correct in this, but other people have to pay for this because he's not the big bad villain here. And Tony needs to grow a pair of balls and get control of his locker room. Because you even see, Dave, I'm sure you watched the scrum. You saw Tony's reaction. Literally,
As
Punk's
funny
going
as
off,
as
and he's just
funny
sitting
as it
there.
is, as fucking hilarious as it is that like every time Punk roasts somebody, Tony's just like
He's looking
like
scared. Like,
it's
what are you doing?
it's hilarious, but at the same time, like
Nah,
that
but the
guy, like
realest,
that shows me that he's writing the checks, but he's not making like
Yeah.
the decisions.
nah,
Like, yeah,
yo,
he is, but like the wrestlers are running that company, I think, because he also seems like he has a little too much fan in him.
He's too nice.
That was kind of the
Yeah.
point
nah,
of that is what AEW is though. It's wrestlers run the company. You have more creative freedom.
But
And
at the same time,
we're
they're just
seeing the
like,
negatives. We're seeing the negatives of what that environment can bring.
yeah,
hold on. 2
every
points.
wrestler has an ego.
Yo, 2 points to this
Because
though.
you have to.
One was
Right.
during that whole press conference. What I liked about Tony Khan though, because y'all know I'm not a big fan of him, but what I did like about what Tony Khan did though, when CM Punk was going in on MJF or like little sudden jabs, he made sure he let everybody in that press conference know, and CM Punk and us know, MJF is the second biggest draw, and he's the second biggest wrestler right now
Yeah.
in this company. That's the only thing he did. He made sure like that buzz didn't run him over. He made sure he stuck up for MJF. He made sure that he was like, no, MJF draws money. He said, I told him to come back. I asked him to come back. He came back. He's pretty much gonna be. He kind of said like he's gonna be the
He's
next
gonna
champion.
be the champion. He
Even
has
though
to be.
there was like, oh, he was getting a lot of cheers when he came. He said, no, he's our biggest heel. He's our, that's the only thing I liked about Tony Khan. Tony Khan looked like a weird person sitting there when this is all going on.
He
Like
just looked mad scared.
he looked scared. He looked scared to say anything that CM Punk, but he wasn't scared though to let everybody know MJF is the future, is the moneymaker behind CM Punk. So that's one thing I do. He didn't let CM Punk just annihilate the whole crew. He was like, nah, MJF is the man.
CM Punk
That
wasn't
was-
gonna
that
come
was-
at MJF. That was the work part of that shoot.
Okay.
Him
think
coming
so?
at MJF. Yeah, nah. I CM Punk doesn't really have any personal beef with MJF. His beef is with Hangman and the Elite
And the Bucks.
and the management of the company, pretty much.
If that was a shoot, that was the one thing that I was like, come on, like that's just so unnecessary
Yeah.
to
And
go at
then-
MJF.
And then like this whole, I don't know, man. What Cody Rhodes was saying before he left, he was mad that like Tony Khan ended up like just taking more of the role, but he's playing favoritism, and that's what it is.
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, you can't play favoritism if you're
Too
the
much of a
booker.
fan.
Too much of a fan. And I've
why
been
he
saying
needs
this. I
a
was like, yo,
team.
Tony Khan's a fanboy, man. This and that, and I got kind of criticized for saying that, Seb. But at the same time,
I will
He
personally
needs-
apologize to you. You know, it wasn't that apparent to me when you brought it up the first time, but now everything I'm hearing, and not even just this situation. I told Gabe in private off the pod. I found out more truth about the Thunder Rosa Britt Baker situation. Britt Baker also a person of in Tony's favoritism camp.
Yup.
She's been also just going off the cuff, off script on TV.
she was doing that. Yeah, she's been doing that since with Big Swole.
There's
What she
part
did
of
to
me
Big
though.
Swole.
There's part of me
shitting on
though,
the champion.
The thing with that's not great, but the thing with the women is if anybody's in a place to do it, it's the women because you have to make most of the fucking 20 minutes that your
Yes,
entire division
yes.
gets every week. So if I'm the women, I'm doing that because you're trying to build this women's division and you can't because they only have 2 hours of television, or I guess 3 hours of television, yes. And then fuck dark because that's not going to help anybody besides fucking
Maybe
shit
new
tag teams raise the
newcomers.
ranks and the fucking standings
Whatever.
or whatever.
Nah, it's not
But
helping nobody.
If
At
I'm
least-
if I'm the women and they give me some base and it just doesn't sound good, it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go to the other women and like we need to just do this ourselves because they're clearly not helping us.
And it's Kenny
No.
Omega running the women's division too. So let's not
No.
forget
He
that.
He doesn't run it anymore. They
doesn't?
changed that.
Oh, shit.
When Cody left and Tony took all the power,
Mhm.
basically the EVPs are just there to look nice, like the president of the United States or something. Like the one who's running everything, a part of the show, which is why Tony needs a team. It's Tony himself. He has all hands on everything, and it's terrible.
It is terrible, man. Like look how Triple H did with NXT. He had what, like 8 people under him.
You need a
Even
team.
Vince McMahon has like 15 people. None of them are really that great. But at the end of the day, yeah, he had the last say. But at the end of the day, he has a team. Triple H has a team. WCW, they had a team, but what what freaking AEW is doing, what y'all said earlier, is like WCW. The inmates were running the motherfucking asylum. Like Kevin
Exactly.
Nash was doing the writing for all 3 shows. He was doing the writing for Nitro, Thunder, and the pay-per-view. So it's like, no, you can't have that. You need somebody who's not wrestling no more, that understands the business, that been through the ringer, to be on your team. You can't have wrestlers who are right now wrestling or
It's
their
too
friends
much.
wrestling.
Too
Yeah,
much
man,
for one
it is
person.
too much.
One report I just want to tell y'all before we get to this all out review. So I'm sure that we've all read that Ace Steel's CM Punk's friend. So after Punk's outburst,
He's
or
a real
whatever,
friend. He's a real friend.
I don't
he
know
want
about
he
that.
want he
went,
wanted a
he
taste
did too
of the
much.
cleaner. He wanted a taste.
Basically, the elite went
He's
to
been talking to Daddy Magic.
the elite went to CM Punk's locker room, and they confronted CM Punk after he said everything he said. And the story is that the Bucks got too close to Punk. I guess he felt threatened, started throwing some punches. Now it's a 3-on-1 situation. Ace Steel comes running in, see his boy about to get in a fight, but he takes it way too far. Dude grabs a chair and throws a chair at Nick Jackson and causes him to be unconscious for a few minutes. And now there is a running lawsuit for Mr. Ace Steel. He's definitely fired from the company. And I'm hearing reports that all these guys are about to be suspended indefinitely.
Ooh,
What the fuck is the show gonna look like?
that's what I said. You just got back one of the biggest stars, and then you gotta lose 3 of them.
All
Maybe
I know is
5.
MJF is about to cook up on Wednesday.
I can't wait till tomorrow.
Oh
I cannot
my
wait.
god.
I cannot wait. You saw how he came out at the end of the pay-per-view. I
He's
can't wait for
he's
Wednesday.
gonna open up. He's like, I'm gone for a couple months and now everything's falling apart.
I mean, that's low key.
Pretty
what
much.
happened.
That's exactly what happened.
He's certainly
Yeah.
the goal. Part of me feels like did he leave before or after CM Punk got injured?
No, he left right before CM Punk got injured, because
Oh, it
CM
was
Punk,
before
when
he
he was
got
cutting that
injured?
promo
It was the
during
day
commercial,
after
came
Double or
out there
Nothing.
to run him off.
It was the day after Double or Nothing.
That's when he made that
Yeah.
pay-per-view? All right, that's when he made that promo?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That
Wardlow
Wednesday
was
was
a
his
little
last
mad about
pay-per-view.
Wardlow was
I mean,
a
that
little
was
mad
his
about
last
that
appearance.
because it kind of stifled his run, because everybody was talking about that MJF promo instead of his big win
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
No, he
So-
lost. He got
That's fair.
fucking
That's fair.
embarrassed by Wardlow.
No, I know
Remember?
that, but Wardlow was mad because MJF cut that promo.
Again,
Oh, my
next
bad, my
day.
bad. I didn't.
a lot of these
Yeah,
guys, they're not
He
thinking
was the
about
one, yeah.
they're not
You got to
thinking
think about
about
everybody,
they're not thinking about the overall show. They're just thinking about how can I get over?
which is
Yeah.
what Chris Jericho was trying to crack
Mhm.
down on at the talent meeting.
And
Because that's
he
their thing is
yeah.
sorry. You can go.
No,
You
I was
go.
just Jericho is completely justified because he's a guy who
Yeah.
always did what's best for business his entire career. Say what you want
Yeah.
about him outside the ring.
Right.
Wait, some of the crazy shit he was saying outside of the ring and whatnot, or some of the looks he'll have here and there.
He lost
but
to
he always
Fandango
did
at
what's,
WrestleMania. He can do what
he
he wants.
always did what's best for business, even if he disagreed with it. So
Yeah.
he knows like these
He definitely
guys.
knows.
Because what he understands is like this isn't it is because but hold up. Let me fucking restart. I can't speak. What he understands is that this is a major wrestling promotion now. So it's not like a Ring of Honor where
Right.
they're coming on for a 3-week program or some shit and then they're gone for months. Like these guys are on television every week. It's everything. It's a major wrestling company, but they're still in the mindset of independent wrestlers where they're not thinking long term about a
Good
show
point. Good
because their entire careers they haven't been on a show with the same 15 people every week. They're on 4 different shows a week with 70 different people.
Yeah.
So they don't have that long-term mindset. So I think this really shows the importance of somebody like a Jericho. And the problem is a lot of these WWE guys are younger WWE guys. It's not like a
Yeah.
Jericho who was there for a decade and a half.
Well, they got some guys in the back. They have
Yeah, Mark
Dean
Henry.
Leminko. They got Mark Henry. They have Jericho himself. They have Regal. If Tony
Yeah.
Khan has to assemble a team, which he absolutely
Ricky the
should,
Dragon.
I'm picking one of those guys to be like, yo, handle all the talent and everything. I'll just do the business.
I'd pick. I
That's
think you have to
exactly.
pick Regal if he wants it.
Oh, big time Regal.
Look what he did
Oh,
when he
yo,
came
you
out of
got
Revolution.
Steamboat now.
Moxley
Steamboat too,
Moxley
right?
and Danielson were fighting. He came out, he smacked the shit out of both of them, and now they're teammates.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could do the same thing.
No, he definitely. Yo, I'm telling you right now, man. You gotta. If Tony Khan really looks backstage, he has an awesome, like, pretty much veteran core that can get them. Dude, you
Right.
got Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. You got Chris Jericho. You got
There's so many
freaking
guys.
Dean Malenko, like you said. Like, what the hell?
Are the EVPs
yo.
even 40? Are any of them even 40 years old?
Yeah. Kenny Omega's 40.
He's 40.
Is he?
Yeah,
Hold on,
Look
I
it
have
up.
to,
I think
I have to look this
I think
up
he's
real quick.
40 in the Young Bucks. They're not that young. They're like 38, 36.
I know they. I
37.
mean,
Kenny Omega is 38, so I guess you can round it
Oh,
up.
okay. My bad.
No,
well,
no,
no,
you
I'm
can
not
round
going to
it
round
up,
out.
though.
None of these guys are over the age of 40. They shouldn't be in charge of an entire
True.
Company.
you know,
Yeah.
the Bucks are
Tony's young
37 and
himself.
33.
Which
Tony
one's
needs to get a
33?
team.
wow.
He just
I
needs
didn't
Jackson
know
or
the age
Matt?
gap was that big.
Which
Yeah.
one's 33? Matt or
Matt's
Nick?
37. Nick
Matt's
is
the older
33.
one.
Oh, okay. He kind of looks like the older one. Then now that you say
Yeah,
his
he
age,
is. Yeah,
shit.
he's the other one. But yeah, I mean, Tony just has to buckle down. I'm glad if the suspension thing is true, that is the first step to Tony being like, all right, let me be a boss and not a
Yeah, that's the
slave.
first step of all right. Now
He
discipline.
needs to. He
Everybody's
needs to
gonna fall in
sit.
line.
He needs to sit down the Elite and Punk, and he needs to go off on them. He needs to not be
Yeah.
a fucking fan. He needs to be a boss. He's the one who writes their checks. He's the one who
Yeah.
pays Punk probably 7 figures. He's the one who gave the he's the one who the Bucks are the
They're the ones who
EVPs and all
started
this
it,
And
stuff.
they need to
sure.
They
fucking
started
listen.
it. They've started
Yeah.
it. But who fucking paid for it?
These guys
Exactly.
need to listen though.
They're big headed because
he
of that.
needs. This has been a wrestling promotion. He needs to make it a fucking like a wrestling company. And
Yeah.
it's a wrestling business.
Yes.
It's his business. and he
Or
needs-
downsize and get rid of half of these people that don't even
Oh
have time
my
to be on
goodness!
TV
I've been said that
anyways.
I've been said that
Because
he's
I
buying
enjoyed
too much talent.
I enjoyed
no
my
reason.
time at Daly's place during the pandemic. Was it
Oh, that was-
WrestleMania
that was cool.
17?
I like the pandemic.
No, but
at
we were
AEW.
we were having good times every Wednesday, just watching
Yeah.
It was.
whoever.
No,
It
they
was
had
good
good
stuff.
storylines. They had good matches. It was a good vibe. It was like because you had the wrestlers, the ones that wasn't getting airtime, acting like
Getting
audience
airtime.
members, getting airtime. It was just like I don't know, something about that pandemic. It forced WWE to do their little fucking Thunderdome, and that's why SmackDown was actually better. Raw was still Raw. It was still like what the fuck.
Yeah,
But
no, WWE
SmackDown was actually better because
needed-
then Roman came back, and then you had that feud him with Kevin Owens feud going on,
Yeah.
and all that other shit was like yo that whole day David what was it Daly's place. It stepped up wrestling's game because it was like what the fuck's gonna happen with wrestling with this whole pandemic? No, like the whole Cody Rhodes having him there doing I don't know, man. That to me that's when it kind of peaked because when they came back, it was like everything started going all right. All these rivalries just started going at it. Like
Nah,
Nah,
wait.
you don't
Nah.
think
year
you don't
a-
think the pandemic they peaked?
All
I'm not
Out-
talking about us. I'm not
All Out
trying to be rude
2020
with them. I'm just
last year
saying.
was
last year's All
crazy.
Out was like
Yeah, I'll give you
that
that.
time was
Last
the
year
peak of AEW so far.
Yeah.
That was the peak of AEW last year for sure.
Okay,
When
okay,
they,
I'll give
when
you
they
that, I'll
came
give you
back
that.
from the pandemic, they
That-
were putting
yeah.
on some
In
classics.
between All Out and Full Gear was like near
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Now I'll give you
Grand
that.
Slam
that
was
whole
right in
fall,
between
that.
that.
Whole fall.
All this
Grand
whole
Slam
fall
was
was
right
really
in
good.
between. Yeah.
with all this criticism, I still, I enjoy it every Wednesday still.
Yeah,
Me too.
true.
It's just
Me too.
like
Me too.
when you stand back and look for me personally, and we can get to the
Yeah.
pay-per-view if you want. When I stand back and look at it, the shows after, yes, they're entertaining, but a lot of times the stories are just
Bland.
kind of weird. I just don't see a
Uh,
roadmap. And it shows on the pay-per-views. It just feels like a lot of the matches on this card were
Dude, it was like a 15 matches, I think. It was like
yeah, they might be booked
8 of them got
a
thrown
couple
together.
weeks in
like,
advance, a month in advance, but there's no real story. Like I think back
Yeah.
to, I don't know. I'm just reaching back into my head to former feuds that I would see on fucking SmackDown in 2008 and how well all those stories would get put together.
like random feuds too.
Yeah,
You
like
still
the
remember
Hardy,
'em.
like the Matt versus Jeff at
Oh, that was
25,
awesome. That was
or
awesome because
fucking
he.
Ric Flair's last match, just winning every match up to there. And
Yep.
I'm not saying AEW hasn't put together good stories; they definitely have, but a lot of times I just
It's just overall structure, whether it's the business, the stories,
I
how
said this
talent
year
is.
hasn't really been that great, man. This year's been. Don't get it twisted. It's been. They had some feuds. I was like, yo, that shit's ill. But
The
this
year
year,
started
especially when
off
Cody
great.
left, yeah, especially when Cody left, everything just felt weird about AEW. Like the way everything's being presented, the way like the feuds, some feuds was just thrown together and then you don't hear about it no more. And then this feud's getting put together. You're like, what the fuck? Too many tournaments going on. You're like, come on, really? Like, I don't know, man.
I
It's like,
think Cody had a big hand at AEW that's sorely missing right now.
oh man, we at in hindsight, we did when it first happened. We were like, all right, whatever. But now that everything's coming to light and how all like the domino, the cliche domino effects happening, you're like, damn,
'Cause
Cody Rhodes back
you
in
see
November was
Cody and
right
it's
when he
like,
said that.
yeah, you see Cody and he almost seems like overly professional with his fucking vocabulary. And he like goes to the gym and like
well,
thousand
that's why
dollar
people don't
suits.
like him, because he's like
Yeah,
a
but
politician, and it all
yeah,
seems
I
so
love it. I love
it
it.
doesn't seem completely authentic.
yeah.
I
But
hear
I
I
mean,
hear though he's a really nice guy in person,
He
which
seems
I
Oh
don't.
yeah.
decent. I mean, he
At the height of my
genuinely
Definitely a
Cody
nice
seems
guy.
yeah.
um I had a brain fart. At the height of my at the height of like my Cody criticizing him and whatnot, I would always throw in like, he seems like he's a decent
Yeah,
guy.
he's a decent guy.
He's not fucking Ryback out there or anything. It's just his matches aren't always like that, and he seems to think they are.
They all have
Yeah,
egos.
he act like they're 5-star matches. Nah, man, they're like 2.5. I'll give you that. He do get 5-star matches. No, he do sometimes get 5, but he thinks he's giving 5-star matches all the time. Like, no, you're giving out like 3s and 2.5, bro.
Well, Gene,
Those are
I don't
still
want to get
solid.
too off track, but I remember before we even started this podcast, a random hot take I heard you have was that you think Cody Rhodes is better than CM Punk in the ring.
Oh
In the ring,
wow.
I still believe that.
What do
I
you guys
still
think?
believe, I still believe that. Like CM Punk's generic. He's just good on the mic and like
I think
he's
Punk is
generic.
overrated
I,
in the ring.
I
Oh,
think
he's certainly overrated
he's
in the ring.
decent in the ring. He's not like
He's
crazy.
generic.
He makes it up with his stories and his storytelling in the ring.
Yeah.
though.
Yes,
I think he's
that's
a
why I
better
love him.
storyteller in the ring than
He's
Cody.
a better storyteller in the ring for sure.
Yeah, but I'll still
Cody
take
has more
Cody
of a
Rhodes
bag.
as a wrestler.
Does he have
Cody
more of a
Rhodes
bag?
sells.
Cody
Rhodes.
got a little more of a bet. You saw CM Punk wrestle at All Out. All he did was the knees to the corner. The
CM Punk
Anaconda
is not doing the
Vice.
moonsault dive off the top of the cage.
Yeah,
he's not doing that.
Cody has more.
Never
of a
in
bet.
his
I give him
career.
that. I still love CM Punk, but Cody
I don't
definitely
know.
has more.
I
I
feel
love
like CM Punk's
I
more
love
smooth.
CM Punk. I love CM Punk. Don't get it twisted. Since '08, since the Straight Edge Society when he fought Jeff Hardy.
I
And
love the Straight
remember
Edge
Jeff
Society.
Hardy did all the bumps, the major bumps. Jeff Hardy jumped off that ladder at SummerSlam. Now CM Punk in the cage match. CM Punk is like he's a grounded pound type of guy. He's like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He's classic.
But more athletic. If that makes any sense. But I'll take Cody Rhodes like moveset over CM Punk any day. And I love CM Punk more than I love Cody Rhodes. But I'm taking his wrestling moves over CM Punk. CM Punk's generic.
I zoned out a little bit.
Gabe wants to say something.
No,
Go ahead,
no,
Gabe.
Okay.
Go ahead, Gabe. You gave me that side eye.
Like,
you gave me the side eye.
No.
He's like, really,
I was
G?
CM Punk for Halloween one year. So,
Oh, so
me and CM Punk
was
go way
living that
back.
straight edge Halloween. There was a
3
straight edge
hour
Halloween
Raw?
for you.
It was the first day of summer, whatever. I was still in elementary school. They did a 3-hour Raw. See, Edge had screwed over Batista with the help of La Familia the night before it, wherever the pay per view
Oh,
was. And he
yeah.
came out to talk shit on Raw. It was right after the brand split. JR was moving to SmackDown. Edge talked to shit to JR, told him to kick rock.
I think it was
JR
Night
left.
After Champion. Night of Champions.
Oh, maybe, yeah. And Edge was talking shit. Oh, Raw, you don't have a champion anymore. Walking out the back entrance, backing up, and then Batista comes out, fucks him up.
Yup, and then CM Punk
Batista
cashes
leaves. CM Punk comes cashing in. It's my favorite cash in. Is it the best cash in?
Without a doubt. No, it's not. It's
the
one of
best
my
one.
favorites.
It's my personal favorite, though. It's my personal favorite.
That's
We
the only
could-
one that made
We
him
could do a
tear up.
list on that later.
It's the only one that made him dress up as the guy's Halloween. So
And
Well,
but that's my thing with the CM Punk. It's he was a loud, abrasive kid once too, and he had his first title reign go poorly. So I think he should be a little
He
more
said that.
sympathetic
No.
too.
He
Should be a
said
little
that
more
in Scrum.
sympathetic to Hangman in this situation.
He said that in there. He was like, I get it. Like, I get why all these guys are acting like this, whatever. But like,
But let me ask you this though: did CM Punk during his young days ever go into business for? He never, even with the
he never
whole
did
Jeff
that.
Hardy, he went to Jeff Hardy, even though
well,
they
you
didn't
don't
like
know
each
that
other.
because he was in WWE, so shit never got out like it does in AEW.
What was the
No,
pipe
but
bomb?
Jeff Hardy talks,
The
especially when
pipe
he's
bomb
drunk.
was
It's
scripted.
Jeff Hardy did say that he came up to him and
Pipe
asked him
bomb
and
is
let him
scripted.
know I'm gonna
My
say
life's a
this.
lie.
I heavily think part of the pipe bomb was a work.
Well, that goes back
not
to our
all of
original
it,
point.
not
They
all
told
of
him
it.
they
Because
Well,
said
no,
they
yeah,
gave
I
him
that shit
leeway. They
happened
said,
on
"Yo,
the
yeah, they
television.
told him to
Hold
sit
on,
down.
hold on, fellas. Hold on.
Oh,
Clark. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, well, that goes back to our point. WWE doesn't let shit happen on their airways. That's not gonna
Yeah.
affect
Even
the
if
story.
it does, it's like very bland, like what's the
And
fucking word?
that's
It was
good
just
and
in my
bad.
head.
That's good and
You
bad.
don't-
Good
Yeah.
and bad.
Yeah.
Some may see it as a little
You
too
can like
protected.
see it in the
They say,
shadows.
like-
You don't know all the details, but it's like, oh, like Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins, like they might not like each other.
That was funny.
I'm not gonna beat you up. I'm gonna fuck you up.
I'm
I'm gonna fuck you up.
up.
Where are you?
Matt, why
that
don't
was pretty.
why-
That was pretty good though. That was
Matt,
pretty
why don't we
don't-
talk
they
about your
actually don't
wife
like
and
each
she
other.
left you? Why don't we talk about that?
All
Yo, that was
right.
pretty. You know what they were copying
Riddle,
though,
you
right?
still there?
You know they were
Yeah.
copying when they were copying Bones Jones and Cormier when they were sitting there talking and Bones Jones said, "Yo, Cormier, you still there?" And then he was like, "Yeah, I'm still here." He said, "I'm gonna fuck you up." And he was like, "Oh," he was like, "Yo, why you acting like this with the cameras off?" He said, "Yo, bro, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, yo. I'm not even playing. I'm gonna fucking kill you." He said, "Oh, nigga." As soon as I saw that when he was like, yo, Riddle, you still there? That's the first thing that came to my mind.
That was funny.
I thought that was good. I thought that was good because Riddle sold that. He was like,
He
he
definitely
was so mad. He was like, even when Seth Rollins was going, he was like, he waited like a good 30 seconds. He was like, yo, fuck this, get this shit off of me, man. I'm gonna find you. Fuck that.
Let's move on to the pay-per-views for this weekend. So this
Okay.
Labor Day weekend, we had All Out 2022, and on the WWE side, we had we're not gonna mention Worlds Collide because fuck NXT.
Well, hold on, Dave.
It was
did you
a
watch
good.
those- You heard it was.
I
it was
watched
a
a
good
couple
show,
of the
right?
matches. It was actually a good show.
Bro, NXT's bad.
Car-
Triple
no.
H is bad.
No, 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 no.
Hold on. I didn't watch a promo, but I saw someone post about a promo that if I was a child, I would have marked out at because it's right up my alley. But I thought it was really cool. It was Walter going up to Tyler Bates saying he has to defeat Braun Breaker for the sake of that's fucking
The NXT,
sick.
the
That is
NXT before Worlds Collide. I didn't watch it, but I've seen like pretty much clips of the entire show. It's by far the best 2.0 episode that there's been because all of the champions, pretty much past champions, came back and told them like, "You better not fuck this up." Like,
Yeah,
I
that
think
was
it
cool.
was
I like that.
Rhea Ripley.
Let's be
was,
honest,
like
though,
Rhea
like-
Ripley was there. No, but Carmelo Hayes is the fucking future, bro. He's
Carmelo
nice.
Hayes is great. He's fantastic.
And
Definitely.
he had the match with
Definitely.
Ricochet
Such
and
an
the
NXT name.
the finish was fucking ass, but the match itself, like,
Was
I
good.
want to watch that match like
I saw
90
highlights of that.
more times.
But
Like,
But hold on.
no, go ahead.
Let me ask you this. Yo, watching Worlds Collide, I didn't watch it, but I saw the matches and everything. We all knew he was gonna win every last one of those matches because NXT UK
Exactly.
That's
folded.
what brings the showdown for me is I think
Exactly.
the
That's why I
UK
didn't watch
champions
it.
lost every match.
That's why I said we're not gonna talk about that.
That shit folded. It folded.
You knew
what,
it was
like
gonna
3
happen,
months
but the
ago or some
match
shit?
the
Let's
matches were
give Dave
good.
his piece.
It was so predictable, bro.
Braun Breaker hit the best spear I've ever seen.
He
is all I'm
did.
saying.
He did. I'll give you that. He did.
That was unfucking it helps that Tyler Bates small, but like it was so fucking good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had All Out, and on the WWE side, besides that show, we also had Clash at the Castle, the very first Clash at the Castle, which was Chef's Kiss.
Great
It was
show.
excellent.
My body slam take of the week is one match, man. One of those matches. Just letting y'all know right now.
All right. Well,
Do you
let's,
want to say it now? Because realistically, we are like halfway through the show.
True.
Oh shit! Yeah. I'll
Let's
do my
get to
body
it.
slam. The body slam take of the week is not even a bad body slam. This right here is pay a respect. paying
It
respect.
better not be the fucking Vince.
No.
Again, he just
Such a
pays
good shit.
Yo, oh
he
my
I'm not
sucks
gonna do it
Vince
to
every
Vince.
week.
I'm not gonna do it to Vince. Vince, we miss you. But anyways,
I know I said it last week, but I'm in love with him.
Yo, but hold on.
Chris
It goes to
Benoit
the
was framed.
IC championship match.
yeah.
No
That's
bullshit. No bullshit.
crazy.
Yo, no bullshit. No bullshit. I didn't even hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh
I
my
didn't even hear. What did he
God.
say? What did he say? I didn't hear it.
Chris Benoit didn't do it. He was framed by Kevin Sullivan. That's your body take.
He said no
Oh,
bullshit.
shit.
Take of the week.
Hey, yo, you called me right when I said no bullshit too. What the hell? Yo, no. The bar said take the week. It's gonna go to the IC match. Walter versus Sheamus. The match I was waiting for. No bullshit since I found out they were gonna fight each other. Cause I knew right away it was gonna be a stiff, hard hitting. Ain't no flips in this match. Ain't no super kicks in this match.
Ayo.
Yo,
Hey yo.
nah. Hey, yo.
No
Nah, I
pause.
never. No.
No
Yo,
pause.
baby, that's a big
Wow.
pause right there. I
No,
never
it's
said
not.
girth. I never said girth.
Episode 1. Run it
Dave showing
back.
his true colors.
I need girth. Nah. But
Anyways.
yo, from start to finish, this match told a story, and it ended with a great story. Yo, Sheamus, like I was telling Seb and Gabe, yo, this dude, this past year has been putting on nothing but awesome feud matches. Like whoever he's going against, he's giving it his all. Like you don't even have to be talking. It's like match wise, he sells, and he's gonna beat the shit out of you. And that's
Sheamus
what they
having the
did
run
in
of
this
his
match.
career.
Yo,
Yeah.
they beat the shit out of each other. Like just like
It goes back into
Corey
the
Graves
pandemic.
said though. Yeah, yep. I was also saying that too before the pod.
Fastlane against Drew McIntyre was an
Oof.
unbelievable match.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Should have been Mania.
Yo, I'm still mad that they didn't even have that McIntyre versus Sheamus match on SummerSlam.
So
They
wait,
had it
is
the
he
night
Walter or
before
is he
SummerSlam.
Gunther?
He's Gunther.
He's Gunther.
But
But
not
I'm
the
still
crowd.
calling
The
him
crowd was
Walter,
calling
though.
Walter.
And nobody's
I'm still
saying
calling him
Gunther.
Walter White.
I'm calling him Walter.
I don't think it's that bad of a name.
It's
It's not
No, it's not,
Walter.
but it's
It's
racist,
not.
though.
It's not Walter. But it's a fucking name. He is the exact same, except
Yeah.
for his name.
Except he's a Nazi general now.
Yeah, he's
So-
a
That
Okay,
was always
with
the
the
gimmick,
with the
though.
red coat.
This
with
has
the
always
red
been the
coat,
gimmick.
with
They've
the
been
red
Nazis
coat.
this whole time.
Yeah.
It's
Even he even
Walter
brought back
Gunther
one of
is
his
still Nazi.
boys
It's a little
back
more
this weekend.
apparent this time around.
And now we have Imperium back.
I
Yo,
love
that,
that.
I loved it. Yo, I'm telling you right now, man, that match right there.
I popped a little
Yeah,
when they announced Giovanni.
Yeah, I popped too. I was like, oh shit, they're finally all three back. Yo, it
All
took
right,
them
you
to go
WWE
overseas.
marks. Let's run through Clash since we're talking about Clash.
I was like,
Let's-
he's in Imperium
buddy
again,
Slim-
and he's still
my buddy
fucking
Slim-
pretty.
My boy Slam Take of the Week is 9/11 was an inside job.
yeah.
Yo, it's for the oil.
My boy
It's the
Slam
oil
Take of the
money.
Week is Earth is flat.
Yo,
Nah, that shit's
if
round.
Gene
I would never
starts-
be a flat
The Earth
earth.
is flat. The birds are fake.
That's too much. The 9/11 was the
My boy Slam
9/11
Take of the
wasn't
Week
enough,
will
but
get
the
the
Earth was
voices
flat
in my
was too
head.
much.
Those fucking pigeons.
Earth was flat was too much for Gene. That was the
Nah.
one.
Yo, but I'm telling you right now, though, that was the Body Slam take of the week. It's not a bad take. It's actually a great take. And yo, I'm telling you right now, I really believe that stole the show. To me, that
did.
stole the show.
It did. That Clash was fantastic.
Really
That
good.
fucking
was
crowd, man. Sheamus is
Digestible.
quite the
Yes.
baby face now after that show. Because I don't think
for
that's
sure.
just. I don't think. I forget who it was. I saw somewhere that somebody said that he might still work a little heel, and that's just gonna.
might
That was
be a
pretty
little
much
bit
just
in
because he
between.
was home. I don't think that's true. Because I think everybody, everywhere on social media, even when he's not really in the picture, like he's been obviously talked about the past like month or so because this Gunther shit, but like everybody is saying that he's just so good and he's so underappreciated, which is
Yeah, he
a little
is.
bit of a spoiler to our next episode when we'll have the list of the 10 most underappreciated wrestlers.
Oh
Can't
yeah,
wait.
he's
Can't
definitely
wait.
on there
I
now.
got my
He's
list
definitely
ready,
on there now. My list wasn't even ready.
Yeah, that match
Ryback.
was really good. The whole event was really good. That was WWE's best pay-per-view of this year, period.
Yeah.
There was nothing better than that. Not even
Period,
Mania.
sis.
Period.
I'd let Ryback gorilla press me on the cement. Just saying.
Fuck no.
What?
It might
Hey,
drop
yeah,
you on
yeah.
your head.
That's
Yeah,
how
what do you-
Punk broke his pelvis.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
He
He
missed the
gorilla
table
pressed him
and
off
everything.
off the fucking stage.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He was supposed to hit the table, missed.
That
Ryback
big dumb
sucks.
fuck.
What did we think about the So here's my thing with the AEW shit. Like they'll have these turns and whatnot, and they'll happen overnight. Like Billy Gunn's kids fuck him up,
Yeah, the turns
and then
don't stick.
all of a sudden, he's like, "Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna join the Acclaimed." This Dominic Mysterio, like they've been building
Oh,
this for a very long
Yeah.
time.
a
Maybe
good
even
So
too
since the
long.
good.
beginning
It
of the
was
year.
so
And I
That
good.
thought it
Dominic
was
turn was
perfect.
great.
I thought it was
It- it's,
perfect.
it's perfect.
I was
that
so
the fact
mad.
that
It made me mad. It made me mad.
huh?
No, like I liked it. I'm saying, but
Oh,
it gave me
yeah.
that emotion of like, fuck,
Yeah.
man, don't do that to your father, bro. Like, all right, I see you did it to Edge, but you could tell he was gonna do it to his father because they were teasing it back in fucking February and March. But nah, man, like, no, man, don't do that to your dad, man. It's Rey Mysterio,
the
man. He's like
clothesline
the
he gave to Ray was
Vicious.
Oh my god. Yeah.
vicious. That shit was
Vicious.
that shit made that's what got me mad. I was like, what? Yo, I yelled at the TV like because like when I watch wrestling, I act like
no.
yeah, you go into it. I go into it acting like I don't know what's happening. I act
Right. The best
like
way
this
to
is
watch.
like
Yeah.
that's what I do. I go act like
You'll
I
be
don't
most
know what's
happy
happening. I
watching it
don't
that
know
way.
like I don't know it's fake. All this other shit. I just lose myself into it. And when he did that, I was like, "You fucking idiot!" I was like, "Yo." That's serious. That's why I yelled at my TV. I was like, "You fucking idiot, yo!" I was like, "Yo, I swear to God, if I was there, I would have punched you in your head, bro. What's wrong with you? That's your fucking dad, yo. You
Imagine
should
your
never
son
love."
turning on you like that, Gene.
Oh man, it's gonna happen. Mike's gonna be like, "Hey, dad." I'm like, "Yo, what's up, Mike, man?" Like, good game, good game. He's like, "You know what? Spin." He's like, "I'm headed to the table." No, what the fuck? That's how I felt, man. Like, I don't know if y'all watched Raw the next day when he came out.
I
He
didn't
looked
yet.
like
I'm
he
going
wanted to
to
cry
tonight.
though. He looked like he wanted to cry. He
Yeah.
looked like
He
he was
needs to
mad.
get
He's
in
trying to,
fucking shape.
yeah.
Yeah,
But yo, I
he-
think
he's a little younger than us, no?
yeah, he's like I think he's like 22, 23.
Yeah,
he
he
needs to get in
needs to
shape.
start
Yeah, there's
hanging
no
out with Billy
excuse.
Gunn. Billy Gunn needs to slip him some
Some
Yeah.
of whatever he's
Some,
taking.
you know.
But the wellness policy in WWE, you can't do it. You can't do it.
He's a
Uh,
heel. He
AEW
doesn't
could.
care.
that heel turn was well placed, dude. Like
It was.
I'm
It was
I'm
awesome.
glad they finished the match. The Edge and Mysterio got their dub, and then we're thinking, celebration, cool, blah blah blah. And then Dominic said, "No, fuck that." Just lays them out. It was great.
It was awesome when he kicked Edge. Edge was falling, and he
was just
kneels
staring
to
at him
Edge
like,
and just
"Yo,
looking at him.
dog, what's
Yeah.
up?"
Yeah.
Somebody in that match is certainly on my most underappreciated wrestlers
Nope.
list.
He's a stiff. I know
wow.
who you're gonna talk about. He's a bum. He's a bum. He's a bum.
Wait,
I-
wait,
He's
wait,
gonna
wait.
be he's gonna be on my body slam take of the week coming up.
I
Oh,
feel
Not
like we're
anytime
not
soon, but
talking
he's
about
a
the same
bum.
person.
I
We're talking
hope
about Finn
not.
Balor.
Come on, Gene. You can't be
There's
serious.
no
Yeah.
Finn
We gotta
Balor's
save
a
it. We gotta
bum?
save it. We gotta save it.
Yeah.
We gotta
Bro,
save it. We
He's
gotta
what?
save it.
Bum.
We gotta save
He's
Oh
a
it.
my
bum.
god.
Fuck
gotta
your
say-
nice body slam take of the week.
Yeah.
Put your
This is
headset
now
back
your
on,
body
Gabe.
slam
Don't
take
go
of the
nowhere.
week.
Gabe, hold on. Gabe, I'm about to give
Yo.
you the Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Get over here. Get back over here.
You
Sit
talking
down.
about Finn Balor like that is crazy, but I'll
It's
save
because
it.
he's under 6 feet, isn't it?
No, because I
Do
told
not
you.
give it away now. Don't give it away now. We'll save it.
All right.
We'll
No,
save
because
it.
I told you who my superstars I do like, who y'all think is little and stuff. I do like that. No, Finn Balor is day one,
When I was
A1.
like 6'2".
I never was a fan of him. Never was a fan.
Yeah.
Get back over here, Gabe, and get back on the headset and talk your shit.
When you give this body slam take, just know I will eviscerate you. I'm going to tear you limb from limb.
Yo, but all right. Before I even give that out in a couple of weeks, I was thinking. Remember, I gave y'all a couple of weeks ago that Finn Balor was going to be on my list.
Yeah,
But-
that's true. He did give us a warning.
But I know I'll give y'all points like before I even bring it to the air. I in the group text, I'll let y'all know some stuff of why I can't stand them. So when y'all do come at me with combative, y'all understand like
Did you go to a house
He
show and you
wants to
didn't
prep.
sign your fucking WWE replica belt?
still holding that to him, man.
Your little
I'm still
foam one like this
Gene,
big.
do you
So-
have a replica belt?
I got an actual Stone Cold Steve Austin real replica belt. Yeah,
Oh, that's dope.
That is fire.
That's
It's a smoking skull.
Yeah, my boy. I can show it to y'all right now. My
I
boy
think
bought
a
it for me.
replica belt would be fun to have.
Yeah, no, I'm buying my son
Not the
one
current
too.
ones. Not the current ones.
Nah. But I got the smoking skull
Fucking
belt,
logo's
man. That's
stupid.
one of my favorite
Yeah,
belts
that's
of
sick.
all time.
Triple
Just the
H
way
is
it
gonna
looked.
change the belts soon.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I read. That's what.
Thank
hopefully-
God.
If he had a
Hopefully-
say in the NXT UK title, and now he's doing these titles,
It's
The
gonna be
UK
great.
title's sick. I like
Every
that UK
title he's
the
created.
UK title is the best title in wrestling.
No.
Currently,
Mm,
currently,
no.
I love
currently.
the AEW.
AEW
I love the
big
Currently.
AEW
goal
work.
looks
The
good,
AEW
man.
big belt is
The
Thank
old
you.
New
The
Japan belt
AEW
was the
big goal
best.
looks good.
The
old
old
New
New
Japan
Japan
belt
belt
was
was the
fire.
best, and the
Oh, I love the
AEW
old
belt
New Japan belt too.
closely
Yeah.
it closely resembles.
I think they're
We're
like
talking
one
about
A,
modern
one
era,
B.
right? We're talking about modern era, right?
Just
We're not talking
Yeah,
about all
I mean,
time.
Current.
All
I guess
time.
the UK belt isn't a current belt because now
All
it's dead.
time.
But
I still love
Hey,
that.
hey, we can make this a list too.
I
We
love
can make
that
this list also.
you're right.
Japan belt.
Oh, that New
That
Japan
Japan.
belt was pretty
Of course,
sick.
the
And
wing
it
belt
was, and it
too.
meant something.
All
That
right,
really
we can get
meant
back
something.
to business.
Because
Yeah,
Americans didn't hold that belt like that. Only like 5 Americans held that belt until
every,
now. Like,
everybody listening,
Yes.
just know you have a treat for the next episodes. We're gonna do
The next
underappreciated
two
talent.
episodes.
The next 2 episodes,
Underappreciated will be next, and then
and then we're gonna
belts
do
will
the
be-
belts for sure.
Yes,
For
yes,
sure,
yes.
we're gonna talk. But continuing on, Clash at the Castle.
what was your favorite? What was your favorite match besides the Intercontinental? Because I feel all of us like that match the best. What was your favorite matches?
Seth?
What was your
and-
favorite match besides that?
Seth and Matt Riddle tore the house down.
Yes.
Literally,
Yes.
I've been
Yes.
excited about that match since it was announced for SummerSlam.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too.
Yeah, and then it wasn't gonna be on SummerSlam, and I was like, "Fuck, man!" Like I really wanted to watch that, but now it was worth it.
I love the
It
main
was
event.
definitely worth it.
Yeah,
Oh, main event was good.
I
The
love
main
the
event-
main event.
The main event was like literally perfect.
It had me.
It was.
They had me.
Yeah, when Solo came out, bro, like
Dave
Seb
didn't
called
think.
Seb
Dave
called
didn't
it,
think
but at the same time, like I really thought Drew was gonna win, and
Yeah, I mean,
Me too,
Gene's
me
Finn
too.
Balor take makes me just want to give him a Glasgow kiss.
That
Still thinking
Glasgow
about
kiss,
that.
man.
it's so good.
Yo, that Glasgow kiss. Yo. Whenever he does it, I always believe that person's really getting fucked up from that shit. Like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
he does it
He
well.
makes it
He-
Whatever he fucking slaps when he does it, like
Slaps
it
his thigh.
sounds so
Yeah, he
good.
slaps
I
the
mean,
shit
he's
out of his thigh.
believable with everything because,
He's
yeah, it's
he's
whatever he
Scottish, so
slaps,
he's psycho.
and he
Yeah,
gets
he is a
very close to
psycho.
whoever he's kicking, and then also he looks like a fucking Greek god.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, no lie. I wish they bring back the psycho Drew McIntyre
Scars.
one.
I think
the
that
Psy-
comes
Scar
back when he
Psycho.
eventually sometime goes heel.
Because
worst-
yo,
In his
that, yo,
entrance?
when that,
His entrance with the
Oh,
broken
that
dreams.
entrance. Yeah.
yes,
Mm.
that's yo, my boy Sean
No.
loves that one. He loves
Was
that
not
entrance.
it was not good enough for me because
needed
he
the
should
whole
have came
thing.
out to the fucking song.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
no,
Could
no,
have
no.
But
came
his
out
new
to the
song
I'm in that
hits
camp.
too.
I'm in that
His
camp.
new,
It does.
Love his new
It
his
song.
does.
new
No, no, no.
song
Listen,
also slaps.
It's not
It
Broken
does.
Dreams.
it's one of my favorite entrance songs. Maybe my favorite entrance song, actually. But he needed to come out to it.
He did.
But he wasn't winning the title. If he was
The
winning the
montage.
title,
Yeah,
it would have
true,
made
true, true.
that
I'm
would
gonna
have made a
rewatch
lot
that
of
when we get
sense.
off.
But the thing is, though, is
We're gonna
that
watch that in
here's
the
the
gym
thing:
tonight.
the only place
Oh, you got
that's
a gym?
that really fits is at this show. Because, like,
Yeah.
you have him do that, then you shouldn't have him use that until he wins the title.
Triple H wanted to make you believe that he was gonna win that night.
Yeah,
They,
In my
gave him all
opinion,
the
if
bells
you
and whistles.
really want to make him believe, then he should come out
believed.
to the song.
You believe though. It
I know,
worked.
but you're gonna believe even more if he actually comes out to that song.
No, but they gave it to him. They gave him a long. They played
Yeah.
out the whole. Just out of time. Yo, that's just so dope. Yo,
Also, shout out to the
Oh.
fucking crowd because they
yes,
sang
yes.
That
everybody's
crowd was
entrance song.
amazing.
Especially the
I've
Edge
never.
one. The Edge one
They
was
sang
awesome.
like all of Edge's songs.
UK people love to sing.
Yeah,
they do.
because they love their chants. I think. Let's review Clash first, and then I have a point I want to make.
I mean, we pretty much did.
I was gonna
Did-
say we
we
Okay,
pretty much
fair.
did.
you
we
can
went
make
down
your
the whole
point.
card.
I thought it was a great show.
It was a good show.
No, but go ahead, Dave.
I enjoyed
I
it.
think maybe not Clash of the Castle because it doesn't necessarily fit because it would have to be in Cardiff. I think you have to have a UK show at least once every 2 years.
Yes, yes.
I don't-
Yes.
Triple H
year-
got axed that in
they-
their, in
a
their press
year-
conference.
Maybe
You ruin the nostalgia of it if you do it every year.
every
Yeah.
18 months.
They
I
used to
think
do it
maybe.
every year. It used to be Insurrection, man.
I'll give y'all a little info. Triple H said in that press conference, he said they will do some type of clash thing. Will it be in Cardiff every year? Probably not, but he wants to
Should
go to
be.
different locations and do a clash. That way you raise the revenue for the city and
Yeah,
all
that's
that, all
smart.
that
And
That's
stuff,
smart.
whatever.
the independent scene in every city that you go to, whenever there's like a big WWE show, is always popping off. Like WrestleMania weekend, there's always a ton of shows
Yeah.
in the same city.
When
They're
they
Yo,
go
but
to
Vince
the-
McMahon
they're gonna do
stopped
London.
that in 2019, 2018.
Yeah.
He told I think it was Tampa. He told him straight up, no other promotion is gonna be running a show this weekend while we're in town,
Crazy.
or else we're not gonna ever come back here again.
I
And
bet
so
the
Tampa,
I bet the independent scene in Saudi pops off whenever Crown Jewel comes by.
oh,
The independence of Saudi.
I bet
First of
I
all-
bet the sh- I
first of
bet the
all-
sh-
first
I
of
bet the
all-
shows open up with somebody getting their fucking head cut off.
Yo, first of all, me and Vince, we already got a show ready to be. We already got the headliners already popping over there. We already got it sold over there. We got a show coming from y'all, man.
Seb
It's not
created.
called Crown Jewel.
Speaking of Saudis, non-wrestling related, but Sebastian created the live tour of fantasy football today.
Yeah, he told me about it today.
We've been
Dude,
We've
the
been-
second you said auction, I was like, oh my god.
Jay and
I
I
hate
have,
auction leagues.
Jay and I have been in this league in our high school league since sophomore year, and we hit the breaking point this year.
It was
with
a mess.
Trying to schedule a draft, and it's always a mess, and it's just like,
I was in there once, and I said, "I'm out of here. I'm not."
and it's kind of sad, but yeah, we're
Was
all,
that the
we're-
year that you won, Seb? Because if it was, I think I was in that league.
No, that
It
wasn't the high
that one. It
school
wasn't
league.
that one.
Okay.
That was I was a commissioner of that league.
Oh. I paid Seb. I paid Seb for it like 5 years later.
He paid me so late.
It was when we went
But
to the
he
first
remembers
AEW.
that you paid him.
It was when we went to the first AEW show. and
Wow.
Seb yeah.
Yeah.
Seb had gotten the tickets, and I was like, "Wait a second, I never
Dave,
fucking
man.
paid him." So I
You telling
added.
me-
Wait, the winning purse, like per person, it was $10 per person. I think I sent him $20 for it.
He did.
So you telling me Vince's hush money got paid out before you got paid out? What the hell? Yo, let me find out. Yo, the hush money got put up. You know what I'm saying?
No,
My
but there
man
was
over here,
interest.
Dave Uso
There was
hating.
it. Hey, he made more money off of it because like inflation
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
That's why I gave you 20 because I figured inflation brought that rate up from 10 to 20. It was
I
pretty
appreciate it.
man.
At least I remember you paid me. There's someone who tried to call bullshit in our chat today. He said he paid me. He did not pay me.
Who was that?
Gabe. Now I'm not gonna say no names on this
You
podcast.
just said Gabe.
No,
It was-
Gabe knows
It
who
was
it is.
Christian Adams.
Yeah,
He's not gonna hear this.
Damn, he put his gov out there. Yo, Christian Adams, we're coming for that money, boy.
It's Christian
We
Adams.
coming for it, yo.
He lives at 306 Negro.
yeah.
Yo, I'm being there early, yo.
Uh,
Kicking in the door. I want my money, man. Give me my $10, bro.
His body slam take of the week is Gene's gonna body slam him and then take his money.
Before we move on, fellas, I
Hand
want
over
to just
fist.
mention that the worst match at Clash of the Castle was the SmackDown Women's title.
Yes,
that?
it
Yeah.
was.
It was Liv
Liv and
Morgan and
Shayna.
Shayna Baszler.
That's
Yo,
when
the
I
build-up
started
was
watching.
solid. The build-up
Liv
was solid
Morgan-
for it. The match.
Liv Morgan needs to go. It's a wrap for her.
Thank
We're not
Thank
falling
you.
for this
Thank you.
anymore.
Thank you.
I've been
Thank
saying
you,
that on
yo.
this podcast every week.
You have.
No, I
have.
haven't.
but-
I haven't.
He hasn't. He hasn't.
I haven't
definitely
mentioned
hasn't.
Liv Morgan. I don't think I've ever said her name. out
Nah,
loud in
last,
None of
my
us
life.
have.
last
But
part
yo-
you tried to put her on the list for Fantastic Woman in WWE. I
Huh?
said cut that right now. You. Yes, you. You
Who?
tried to name
Me?
Liv. Yeah,
Me?
you. Yeah, you.
Well, I don't think she's that bad.
She's not that
When we was talking
bad,
about
but,
AW's
like,
woman, you put her up there. That was like one of the fifth names. It's
Well,
like the fifth
no,
name you brought.
we had Liv's like what was Liv like 12 on our list.
Liv is not on my list. I only got for
Well,
No,
you
I'm being serious.
eventually
Mandy's
gonna be-
over her. Mandy's over her.
Mandy Rose.
That women's match at World's Collide was
Mandy
also
is a
really good.
better wrestler than her. I would say that.
The
She's
women's
number one
match
on
was
my
really
list.
good, by the way.
number one on my
No,
I believe
Mandy's
it.
better
I
on the
believe
mic
it.
than her too, and Mandy's not that great on the mic.
You can ask Gabe. I've always vouched for Mandy Rose. Even when she was on SmackDown 2016, I'm like, she's
Okay.
nasty. She can wrestle.
Yep,
Yeah, she
Mandy
is
Rose.
Her mic skills are whack though. Her mic
Mandy
Why you
skills.
think she- yo,
Rose, Bailey.
Why do you think she was promoted number one on NXT 2.0?
Yeah,
She
she's
got that
good.
hush money.
But yeah, that's pretty much Clash of the Castle. We all think it was successful. Let's get to the
Yes.
other side
Best
of the
show
pond.
of the week.
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
Best show of
with
the week.
All out.
All out. We'll wrap it up with our thoughts on the pay-per-view this weekend.
We're going
I'll give you
3
my
minutes a
thoughts.
match, so it doesn't go 4 hours.
We don't even need to talk about.
We're not even gonna go match by match because listen, it was
Yeah.
15 matches. I was a little tired, not completely tired, but it was just too much quantity over quality.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wasn't tired. Seb, we talked about this and we watched it with somebody else who's a casual. I wouldn't say I was tired this time around, which has happened in the past. I was bored. I was bored
Yeah.
with a lot of those matches. Stop throwing I'll go through the list real quick. Somebody else can talk.
I have the list too.
Stop
So-
putting the fucking mixed tag match up there randomly. I don't care about that. Just
Well,
put it on your
that
show
was the
and call it a
pre-show.
day.
That was on the
pre-show.
Oh,
pre-show, but
I didn't even know
Alright,
they
let
had a
me-
pre-show.
yeah.
Yeah, it
I
was
see.
I think
0
there were like
hour.
there were
Oh,
like
okay,
3
okay.
or 4 matches on the pre-show because
There
the
were 4
15
matches on
matches,
the pre-show.
the
Three.
pre-matches or the 15 matches included that.
Oh, and okay.
I
Well,
think,
even
I think.
still, there was a lot of there was too many matches.
So
on
there's
it.
15 matches. There was 5 singles matches, or 6, I guess. If we or 15 including the pre-show.
I guess
Oh, so
I
6
think.
because the
I
Eddie
think.
Kingston was a.
that
But
was a good
Eddie
match.
Kingston was pre-show?
I don't
That
think
was-
1/3 of your
Well,
matches
he's in trouble
should be
right now.
1/3 of
Oh,
your
yeah, I know that,
matches
I know
shouldn't
that.
be.
Singles, yeah.
Yeah, you
That's-
should have more singles matches in there.
Well, it's because
They fucked.
They wanted
signed too many
everybody to be on
people.
the show. That's why.
exactly. I was
signed
just
too
about
many
to say,
people.
Yeah,
Tony's trying
it's
to
not-
please everybody.
That's bullshit, though. It's not even.
Is this at WrestleMania or is it double?
I was
or
gonna
nothing?
say it's not
they
even
treat
WrestleMania,
it-
but it is
they
kind
treat it
of
like it's, but it's not.
But they
though.
do this every pay-per-view. They do it every pay-per-view. So I had the ladder match, which was whatever. It was basically just to set up the MJF shit later in the night.
Yeah, it did its
Trios
job.
match. Let's get positive real quick. Trios match might be my match of the year in terms of just wrestling and
That
shit.
tournament was
I didn't even get
great.
to see it,
It
man.
was insane. I recommend watching it, honestly.
Go watch it, Gene. I'll send you
That
a link.
trios match on freaking Dynamite was fucking. I told
This
you. I
was
even
even
said it right
better in my
away, it was
opinion.
It
awesome.
was better than that, Gene.
John
It was-
Silver blacked
because Will
out.
Ospreay's the man to me, man. Like,
Will
fuck.
Ospreay is the man. But so
Dude,
was
trust
Kenny.
me, trust me. They did their job.
Oh yeah, you know Kenny's number one.
Kenny
on
blacked out
AEW
in
for
this
me.
match.
People forget that the Dark Order, like the wrestlers there, they can go.
Yeah,
It-
especially
that
10
match is crazy.
and Uno.
Especially
Evil
John
Uno can go.
Silver. What? You talking about
I-
Big
And negative
Johnny
one.
Hungy?
It's something about John I don't like.
It's because he's
Johnny
small.
Hung,
It's 'cause
Yeah,
he's
I mean-
tiny.
Oh no,
I said to
feel like
Seb, if he was bigger, he'd be world champ someday. But
no. Were you talking about taller wise? Because he's a fucking jack dude.
taller,
he's
yeah,
fucking-
for sure.
Yeah.
Taller.
No. It's just I feel like how should I say? I feel like because there's something this dude at the gym said too. Like he tries to be liked or he tries to be too funny when like really like it's, I don't know. I feel like he's just overdoing it. He's ODing
I
too
get
much.
that.
When he's on camera, he's ODing it too much.
I get you. With
Part of me
that.
feels like it's an ironic thing. Like it's intentional that he's overdoing it
Yeah.
Mm.
because it doesn't. I don't cringe at him like
I
I,
never
would
do.
at
No, I'm not
others.
cringing. I'm not cringing. It's just like, yeah. I think he's just
Um,
ODing it.
I think the time for All Out was also allocated pretty weird.
7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
No,
It's 8 o'clock, right?
no, not the start time. I mean like the match times. Some matches
Yeah.
that were super long didn't need to be super long, and some matches were really short when they didn't need to be really short. Like Ricky Starks and Hobbs for the feud that they had, they only went 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was a quick squash.
Oh, but you gotta realize, dude's super huge compared to Ricky Stark, so you know that's what they're going with.
That's funny. The person who was watching with us also said the same thing. He's a casual. He was like, he's not gonna beat Will Hobbs.
And I feel like I feel like Ricky Starks can get losses and still
Yes.
contend for the belt. I feel like
I agree.
Hobbs needed to get that win over
Hobbs
Ricky
did, yeah.
Starks on a pay-per-view in order to keep everybody intrigued in him, to keep him like his nostalgia. Like, all right, he beat him in the feud, blah, blah, blah. He churned on him and beat him. Because if he lost after he churned on him, it was like big ass Hobbs, blah, blah. You got to see that point of view because I feel like Starks is going to take losses and he's still going to try to get that title. He's still going to be in the title contention. He's that good.
It's
He
because
can talk on the
everything
mic, but his
outside,
moves are
yeah,
good.
everything outside of the ring when it comes to Ricky Starks is just so good.
Yes.
yeah, true.
But go ahead, keep
Um,
going.
But yeah, we had that match. I just thought it was a little too short. That's all. But the right person
Yeah.
won for sure.
Yeah,
I thought the FTR Motor City Machine Guns match was way too long.
The match is
and
whack.
that could have just been on Dynamite.
Mona and Machine Gun suck.
You
I was
guys,
never a fan
thank
of him.
you.
I was never a fan
Yeah.
of him on Impact.
we're in agreement there.
We're all
I
in
was
agreement
telling
with
Joe. I was telling
that's
the guy
the
we were
Impact
watching with.
General too.
Bro, I'm like, I'm just waiting for them to prove me wrong. Do one thing that's intense. Do one thing that sets you apart from everybody else, and they don't. They do status quo shit in the ring.
They're
There's
so bland.
basically Young Bucks, even when Young Bucks. Yo, the
They're
funny
Young
thing
Bucks
is about this.
without the
I'm
talent.
gonna I'm gonna do a throwback on this because when they were both
So they're
teams-
just a tag team.
no. Young Bucks stand out more than fucking Motor Machine Guns.
Yeah.
Like,
For
yo,
sure.
I'm talking about the way they talk, the way they dress to the ring, the way they wrestle, the way they sell, the way they do everything, the way they get the crowd into it is way better and way different from Motor Machine. When they both were on Impact back in like 2007, I know I'm gonna have to bring it back, TNA, blah blah blah. Motor Machine Guns was like, oh, you guys are basically us. Right now, y'all trying to be like us. No, they were basically trying to be like the Hardy Boys, and they look like the Hardy Boys. First of all, they're better than you guys. The reason why I'm even watching this feud is because of the Young Bucks at that time.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they
Motor City Machine Guns suck.
thank you. I was just never really never was a fan of them. Not even when Shelly when they broke off to become fucking singles and shit like that. I
Yeah,
felt bad
nah.
for Homeboy for messing up when Shelly destroyed his knee a couple of times. I was like, oh man, that sucks. Blah, blah. But you still suck. Y'all suck together and y'all suck not together. Why are y'all even here? Stay on Impact. Go back on Impact and go do that
Yeah.
fucking. Y'all guys suck. Y'all is just
They
generic
literally
bland.
all they do is showboating. Like they'll do a basic move and then they'll sit there for 2 minutes. Ah, yeah, look at
Yeah.
me. Like what? Like, bro, you're not
They
special.
were doing that same shit back in 07, 06.
And they were
like,
doing it at the match at All Out.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad I didn't see that match. And I'm glad y'all don't like them neither. They sucked. They
Don't
just
watch
sucked.
it. Don't watch that match.
I feel like
wasn't.
for the women's, you could have picked either Jade or in Athena or the 4-way to put one of those on a Dynamite to save time on this
Yeah, you
card.
could've.
Yo, how was that match? Yo, did
It was decent.
Cardell, did
It
she
was
win?
decent. Yeah, she
Did that bitch win?
It wasn't bad. I gave it
Cardell
2
won.
stars. I gave it 2 stars.
That's bad.
Real quick, I'll run down my line because I don't 5 by 5.
Yeah,
This
go
will
ahead.
take 12 seconds. I gave the ladder match 1.5 stars because I thought all of the spots happened like before. Everybody was really the match is meaningless until everybody's in the ring. So
Yeah.
nothing mattered, and then they came out and cleaned house and fucking MJF, whatever. It's set up later in the night. So maybe I give that 0 score. I don't know. Trios match, I gave 5 stars. That shit was lit. Jada and Thea got 2 stars. The FTR Motor City Machine Guns match, I gave 2 stars. Hobbs and Starks, I gave 2 stars. The Acclaim the Acclaim versus Keith Lee and Swerve
Fantastic.
Scott, I gave 3.5 stars. The
Ooh.
women's match, the women's 4-way, I gave 2.5 stars. Christian and Jack Perry, I gave 2.5 stars just because the segment.
Oh, the match wasn't that
interesting.
good.
Well, something happened.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a
All
second.
right, don't tell me.
Jericho and
yeah.
Bryan. All right, letdown of the night was Jericho and Bryan.
Absolutely.
I thought it would be a banger, and it was a bummer.
They just didn't
I
gel.
like it.
They didn't gel.
Yeah, it was 2 stars. Darby, the 3-on-3.
That's a
That was
I
fun.
enjoyed
2.5
that
stars.
match.
2.5 stars.
2.5 stars,
it was-
yo. What the?
It was
No,
fun.
no, seriously.
It was better than most of the stuff on the show. It's just
It
like
was.
there was no importance behind it.
They had to follow big matches at that point.
CM Punk Mox, I thought the main event was good. I gave it 4 stars.
Out of 5? That's not. That's awesome.
Yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. Yeah. So I thought the overall the show was whatever.
No, overall, it's basically 2.5 star show out of 5.
Right.
It wasn't that.
Because no,
Oh,
I'm talking about
2.5 out
Gabe.
of
I'm talking about
5?
Gabe. Yeah, because Gabe, if
I
you're
would give
going
it
off of
I
his
would
rating,
probably
a
go
lot of it
2.5,
was 2,
2.
2.5.
2.5 too,
Yeah.
because you wasted my time with so much shit.
Yeah.
My I have similar ratings to Gabe. The only difference is the Jungle Boy and Christian stuff and the Fatal 4-way with the women. The women, I feel like they had a hard time following the men's tag match. That
Sucks.
The Acclaim tag match was really good. That was the Acclaim's best match.
It wasn't Undertaker Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania
I understand,
25.
but that was their best match, and that was Keith Lee and Swerve's best performance. And the crowd
so
was
far
hot,
at the company,
hot
yes.
as hell, hot as hell. So like the woman had to follow that.
That match took a while to get going. That's
and
all
the
I'll say.
the crowd wasn't into it when the women got there. And they were still pissed after
Because they know the backstory. They know the backstory on this fucking women's match. That's why they were like, "Yo,
no, not even that. They were pissed. Well, I'm gonna end up spoiling you with this opinion.
Go ahead. It's a podcast.
The crowd was pissed because the Acclaim lost, but they really wanted them that night. And
come on, everybody knows they were gonna lose though. They're not gonna
it was to the level that there were a lot of people on social media saying that might have been a situation where you call an audible. The crowd was so fucking hot for them.
Oh shit!
I stick with Tony Khan not calling the audible.
Yeah,
you don't have to do that, but Yeah,
I will
the crowd,
say
the
I
crowd
was
was
upset
pissed.
that the tag team finisher that's Lee and Scott did was
Crazy.
crazy. It's crazy.
Oh, the stomp.
Uh,
Off the
yeah.
Stomp
stairs?
mixed with the
Yeah.
spirit. What is this? Stomp
Yeah.
mixed with a spirit bomb or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Sick.
the Jungle Boy and Christian stuff, I was a tiny bit upset, but the story has been furthered with that match.
I love that storyline.
The long-term storytelling
That's
was
not
there.
over. Yeah.
Luchasaurus needed to pick where his allegiance lies. They
But I
protected.
knew he was gonna do that. I knew he
They-
was gonna turn on Jungle Boy again
they-
because
They
my
protected
fault, sir.
Jungle Boy because he got turned on by his former best friend, and now he's gonna be even bigger babyface when he gets his vengeance at Grand Slam and beats both of their asses. And this dude Christian, a great part of that match, even though it was quick or whatever. This dude Christian blew a kiss to Jungle Boy's mom right before he hit the unpretty on Jungle Boy. It was good shit. It like
Classic.
the match
Classic
served
shit.
it served its purpose. I'm not gonna rate it though personally because it basically wasn't a match. Like Jungle Boy got his ass whooped, and then Christian hit his finisher, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yo, wow, that's actually a good booking because like you said, when Christian's about to get his
Keep it
comeuppance,
going to Grand Slam.
it's gonna
was
be
good
big.
stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be big. I actually kind of like that though. You let him get his ass whooped, let him know like the veteran was right the whole time, like this and that. And then next you know, like, nah, I just got played. Too much of my emotions were in it, and I wasn't fucking focused. Now I'm focused, and I know what's ahead of me. Both of y'all bitches, I'm gonna fuck both of y'all up.
Exactly.
I like it.
But yeah, everything else, I mean, yeah, Gabe was pretty spot on. The main event was smooth. It wasn't the greatest thing I've ever seen, but it was a good match.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the MJF thing to cap it off.
And then the MJF stuff. But unfortunately, he's just not being talked about. I'm gonna talk about you, Max. I'm gonna talk about
MJF
you.
is the man. I've been saying that. I
the
said
way
this. I
he
said
came
I said
back.
that.
The way he came back was great.
But I think, yo, to be honest with you, I think they should never did it like that though. Like we all knew who the fucking devil. We all knew who it was. We knew who it was. But just to do it at that night, like right after that, no, they should have did it on Wednesday on Dynamite.
It was smart because now MJF has they found a way for MJF to get directly to CM Punk and not go to the back of the line.
Do we think CM Punk might have been a little more upset after because MJF was more over in Chicago than he was?
Yo, they mentioned that. They mentioned that. That's why Tony Khan said no. He's going to be a heel. Fuck it. He said,
yeah, there was a reporter that basically asked, "Oh, so are you guys worried that Punk's hometown crowd likes MJF better?" Clearly,
why would you ask that?
Like, yeah, wrestling media is just a bunch of bullshit. It's just like that's not.
Like you're trying to start.
That's not a question. That's just like, you mad, bro?
Yeah,
Tony
right.
Khan, no. But Tony Khan answered that perfect though. He said, whenever somebody, no matter heel or babyface, whenever they come back or something new's about to happen, the crowd goes behind it. They cheer it. So no, he's still going to be a heel. He's
it
still
was a
gonna
good recovery. It was a good recovery.
It was smart how he answered that. That's why I said Tony Khan, like during that whole scrum, he looked like he was scared as shit to say something. But on some shit, especially when it came to MJF, he stuck his ground and stood behind MJF, even though MJF called him a fucking mark.
Can I run through? I just type in CM Punk on Twitter and run through some shit I've just seen.
Yes,
30 minutes ago, Brandon Walker. Not completely breaking. It's basically just backing up all of your claims. I reached out to a source regarding AEW CM Punk drama, and I can report that he said, in quotation marks, "Fuck you, you ignorant inbred hillbilly."
To who?
I don't know. Probably.
I love it.
But it's like,
that's crazy.
It's like, bro, this is what I mean by belligerence. It's not. It's like, Dave, you bump into me in the hall. You like step on my shoe or something. I stab you 10 times.
You had all white forces.
You go to shoot up his family.
Yeah, exactly.
Gabe, those were all white forces, man. On the first week of school, you gonna let fucking Dave step on your shit? You better go get that shit back in blood.
Here's another one. Chaos ensues when a backstage brawl between the Elite and CM Punk causes Jon Moxley to spontaneously bleed from his forehead while he's driving home from the arena.
Yo, speaking of spontaneously bleeding, Samoa Joe on All Out.
Yo, yeah, that was weird.
This dude was bleeding out of nowhere.
AEW expect blood.
But yeah, CM Punk, I defended him with this, but like he is doing a little bit he's doing too much.
Yeah.
There's a little anger issue there. It's
CM
you
Punk
don't
gonna
say that.
CM Punk gonna end up having a Dark Side of the Ring special about how he ruined AEW.
Let's be honest though. CM Punk is one of those guys. He doesn't hold back. He always
He
says what's
doesn't
on his
hold back.
mind. He
I
said
know,
it in
and
WWE
hey,
when he was younger. He said, I'm talking about even before the whole pipe bomb. Go back to that Jeff Hardy shit. He said what he had to say outside the ring and inside the ring. Triple H said what he had to say. Even the fucking after the whole SummerSlam when the Kevin Nash got input, he said, "Why the fuck you even here?" He said that live
there's
on
plenty
WWE
of
Raw.
but that's what we were saying earlier. It's like CM Punk did said a million things similar to what Hangman said about the Cole Cabana situation.
No,
He
but
fucking
CM
came at
Punk,
Kevin Nash.
but he didn't
had
come out the
beef with
blue with it
Triple
though.
H.
He asked for permission.
He literally did the same exact thing that Hangman did. He went on live TV, and maybe he wasn't going in for business for himself. Maybe they told him that he could say it. He literally went on national TV and referenced Colt Cabana by name after they fired him.
Yeah, and fuck.
Did he not do the exact same
thing?
thing?
It's
Guilty.
like I think somebody said it. It's
I'll
like a
give you a minute,
double-edged
Gabe.
sword with
Remember
CM
it.
Punk. It's a double-edged sword. Somebody, I forgot one of y'all said that. I think one of y'all said that to me. Was it
Yeah.
y'all or did I hear on the podcast?
This goes back to Gabe's point. Like episodes ago when we were talking about the Sasha Banks thing. You can speak your mind. You can wear your heart on your sleeve. I'm a person who loves when people speak their mind, but at the same time, it's a double-edged sword because it's not professional. It's not professional.
I'm like CM Punk, y'all. I say what's on my mind. I don't give a fuck. But
I am
at
too.
the same time, though, like you said,
Right place, right
you get
time.
right place, right time, good with the bad. Like you can't always say what the fuck's on your mind. Sometimes you gotta hold it in and wait for the right time.
Shout out that
It's CM
cupcake.
Punk.
Shout out that muffin or that cupcake he was eating.
Can't
the whole
fucking
time.
remember.
Oh
what
yeah,
the
yo,
fuck
it wasn't just one. He had like a whole fucking
Gabe,
batch
you
of
still
them,
can't
yo.
remember?
But I'm gonna read a couple more tweets here.
Wait, you were saying something about how Punk was in a similar situation to Hangman? And now he's
Yeah,
bitching about it?
I had like a 4 more examples of him just being belligerent on the mic and shit back then. Oh yes. Like just backstage stuff with him talking about like him being like, "Hey, I'm the locker room leader. I'm
What the fuck?
I'm the locker
Those were
room
the crickets that were in
leader."
It
Gabe's
was
head when he was
crickets.
trying to
Pick up
remember
your
his thought.
chat.
They fucking hopped out of his ear.
Hilarious. I'm the locker room leader. You guys got to follow what I say. And he'd say shit like that. Everybody needs to pick up the trash. I've heard stories of him giving Jericho and Edge shit about watching Canada in the Olympics. Instead of getting ready for their match, and then fast forward to the Blackhawks and the Stanley Cup, he's doing the same exact thing.
He actually showed up to the
he's
game.
always been coming at his elders, and now he's the elder and he wants to like flip it around. But real quick, just
a
tweet.
grumpy old man.
AEW without CM Punk will take a significant hit, but they will survive. AEW without the Elite will strip the company of its identity.
I don't know.
That's I feel like they could still, even though they'll strip their identity, they'll still be very good.
I won't be watching like that anymore if there's no Kenny Omega, no Young Bucks, no Hangman.
No.
Chance.
If I can watch without,
I don't think
Bucks,
Hangman
but
will be
without
included.
Hangman,
He'll probably
and
walk
Kenny,
though.
I can't. Because it was kind of hard watching it without MJF. I told y'all, I said this show's kind of whack without MJF.
That's
it's
true.
I said that, and I said he's coming back at this pay per view. I did call it too. I did say he's gonna come back.
They were missing a lot.
I thought he was
of people
gonna fight
at the same
CM
time
Punk though.
They were missing mad people.
They were missing Kenny at the same time as MJF. They were missing CM Punk.
Brian.
Oh yeah, that's why you can't suspend him.
Of course,
now,
the
man,
show is
because
better
now
with
it's gonna get better.
MJF. Don't get me wrong, but
you can't suspend him.
That promo after they leave though would be so sick.
Yeah, but then like let's be real, Triple H is not picking up the Young Bucks. He don't want
no.
them. He'll probably take.
He did want them at one point.
That was at one point. That was at a brief 2013 point. But then he never pursued him. Never wanted to pursue him again. Because there was another time
they basically
were thinking
said,
about it in
"Fuck you."
No, but before Elite, before they had AEW, the show coming out, they did entertain the fact like, yo, we might do it. And Triple H said, no, I'm good. Triple H said no. He said, no, I'm good.
No, in 2019 they had a decision to make. They either had to make their own wrestling company or they joined the WWE, and they chose the latter.
And I'm glad they
I mean,
did
not
that
the latter.
because
Sorry, they chose the first option.
that's why I'm glad. I'm glad they did this, man, because like this is what wrestling needed. They needed another promotion.
We definitely did need it.
That wasn't
but
Impact.
I don't think Triple H holds a grudge. I think if the Bucks were free agents, he would definitely seek them.
Nah, because you got better tag team.
You don't think Cody's gonna vouch for them?
No. They had I think falling out with them. Yeah, they had like a bad falling out. And let's be honest with you, they tried to say we didn't need you, Cody. For the first ever sold out pay per view they had before Elite Wrestling took off, they said they didn't need you. He promoted the fuck out of that. A lot of people, because of what he did in New Japan around that same time,
Cody is the reason why they exist.
Pretty sure Matt called this baby ugly.
Yeah, yo, I'm telling you right now, like if it wasn't for him, like nobody was giving really. Jericho wasn't gonna come to Elite Wrestling if it wasn't for Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes said, "Yo, this is that." Like
that's true.
We got something brewing, and he was like, "Yo," he said, "I see it just like I seen when your dad had WCW. I'm gonna follow you. I'm all in." With quotation marks, I'm all in on this because Jericho said it. If it wasn't for Cody Rhodes, he probably would have never looked at this. He would have went right back to WWE.
That's true.
Nobody has any problem thanking the guy who signs the checks, but don't forget who built this bank.
Yo, you stay keeping that Cody quote in the back of your mind.
Because that's a great promo. We were there for it.
That promo was great.
No, it's straight up true. But at the same time, it's like, yo, the Young Bucks is like, oh, right when Cody Rhodes was leaving, like, yeah, we don't need you. We don't need you. Like, we could do it without.
Yeah, they were doing too much.
We were all elite before you even came on the board. Like, no. Let's be honest here. Bullet Club was good, and Kenny Omega, when he decided, like, you know what, AJ Styles, I'm gonna start my own little group. We're still gonna be together, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was all elite. Yo, Kenny Omega made all elite. Like everybody liked the Young Bucks because they were funny with it. But let's be real.
They garnered a lot of attention for themselves, and Cody did help that for sure. But yeah, I don't think AEW gets off the ground without Cody's input because out of all of them, Cody was the one who was really on the thing of like, let's go challenge WWE. Let's make this a thing.
Going on fucking
exactly.
Patreon.
Cody was the one who was leading the revolution. With all that stuff, but
everybody was behind Cody. Everybody was feeling it.
I don't think Cody needs to remind us 50 million times that he's doing. Like we know.
Yes, it got annoying. It got old.
It definitely got annoying. But yeah, I mean, is there any extra thoughts? I mean, I feel like I got all my thoughts out on the pay-per-view.
No, you did.
Dave,
I might have to call it close because my shit's dying.
I stand Colt Cabana.
Yeah, I'm all set.
You stand with Colt Cabana? Fuck Colt Cabana,
I also share a bank account with my mother.
Nah, man. Yo, first of all, he was using CM Punk, man. He used CM Punk. Yo, Colt Cabana is like
the money thing was like jarring. Like, okay, you were probably the good guy
Cabana's
in this situation if you were paying.
You were literally his sugar daddy.
He's a loser. He's a loser for that.
Yeah, if you were like paying
Colt
for
Cabana
everything
is a
this guy
whack
did,
person, though.
Colt Cabana.
His only good fucking episode of his podcast is when CM Punk came on there for the 3 hours to talk.
Seriously though, no one was.
He's in the Dark Order, and we fuck with the Dark Order, right?
He's a fucking goof, man. Like I
think they should put the strap on him.
All right, we're wrapping it up.
I'm telling you, this is setting up for a Colt Cabana baby-faced world title run.
Thank y'all for listening to the podcast.
Colt Cabana and QT Marshall.
Join the Dark Order.
Power trip.
Join the Dark Order.
Don't get me started with QT Marshall.
AKA
oh my God.
Connection Media. We are also the Dark Order. You can join it. Follow our cult.
Join the Connection Media.
It was great. I just wanted y'all to know the truth. Now you know the truth. You form your own opinion.
Seb still doesn't watch Rampage.
Yeah, I knew it, yo. I knew it. Hold on.
Wrap it up.
Don't cut me off. Yo, the funniest thing a couple of weeks ago. Yo, Rampage did it. They got the biggest view of. I'm like, yo, how many times did Seb watch it to get that rating up past that mill?
That's crazy.
How many times did you watch it?
It was
That's
good.
crazy.
The wrestling was good.
It
Y'all
was
missing
funny
some
though
good matches.
It was funny though when you did like defend it for like 30 minutes, and then you were like, "I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched it in like a month."
I was sitting there laughing my ass off, like, fucking serious?
Because the
Yo,
content that's on there
it's
is just
garbage.
random.
Here's what I'll say though. Here's what I'll
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
If I was a kid, I said this before on the pod probably. If I was a kid, I'd be watching Rampage every week.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, hell yeah. I used to watch
It's
Sunday
just
Night
we're
Heat as
we're
a kid.
adults. We're not gonna fucking watch a show on Friday night at 10 p.m. every week.
Yeah.
10
watched
p.m. is a
Shotgun Saturday
ridiculous
night,
time
man.
slot.
Or like
don't know.
or like I don't know.
Yeah. It's because
I'm being real. I watched Shotgun Saturday Night. I watched Sunday Night Heat as a kid. I watched dead serious. I stayed up. I watched Velocity.
Watch
At
that
like 1 in the morning.
Saturday main event.
I watched that
Oh,
ECW
everybody
on
watched
Sci-Fi.
Saturday Night Main Event. Not even Saturday Night Main Event.
Oh,
I'm talking
nah.
about
I
Saturday
watched the NXT
Superstars.
game show.
Ugh,
Yo.
that's depressing.
Yeah.
We watched Seb. What we were watching on the network? We would watch Table for Three. We watched
Table for 3.
it's called
That was good
Swerve.
stuff.
To
Guys,
Swerve.
Swerve.
Table for 3 was really good.
No, it wasn't. Only
Oh,
2
what?
episodes were straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying every episode was a banger. I only watched like a few of the episodes, but they were.
What
really
was the
good.
other show that
There was
like,
another show that showed the behind the scenes of NXT. I forgot what it
24?
was called. It was fantastic.
24 was great.
Oh,
24
24 is awesome.
But
24
no,
is awesome.
it was this documentary style.
Chronicles.
backstage-
Chronicles.
No,
Chronicles.
not Chronicles either. It was strictly
Honestly,
about
they
NXT.
hit with like 95% of their documentaries.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Their
they do.
backstage production is so
The
unbelievable.
legend one was ill on fucking Yokozuna. I was like, damn, man, that shit was rough to watch. But I love the count. Remember they used to have the top 10 countdowns and they just stopped.
Yes.
They had the rivalries. Oh man, the rivalries segments were good. I'm like, damn, why y'all stop doing that shit? Untold story. That shit was good.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
god,
yo.
I can't remember the name of that show.
You know why? Because it wasn't that good, probably.
No, it was. It was really good. It was really.
I'm fucking
good.
with you.
I'm
I'm
mad.
fucking with you. I'm fucking
I'm
with
mad I can't remember it, but
you. Yeah, you gotta have to wrap this up, yo.
yeah,
You gotta
wrap it
do the-
up.
yo,
I'm wrapping it up
do
right
the-
now.
Yo,
Wrapping it
pin
up.
them. You gotta pin the episode. Pin the episode. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
It's wrapped up. We're out of here. Cut it up.
Bye.
Cut it up.
The tape's still rolling.
Cut the shit,
We'll
Seb.
see you next week. We'll see you next week. We'll hear from Gene Leslie next week.
Such good shit.
Oh, Tony.
Christian Adams, watch out. Gene's
Hey,
coming.
yeah.
Christian Adams is in the impact zone.
Yup.